They want to make America socialist, or even worse, first socialist and then communist. I love Trump. I love what he said. He said that socialism is never going to be part of the U.S. And that is a big deal because I can see how there's people in the Congress like AOC and other congressmen and Schumer, Pelosi, and other people that are trying to push socialism. People don't even understand what socialism is. They don't understand that. They think that we're stupid. We're not stupid because we're brown. We are very intelligent and we can take our own decisions. When you are trying to make rules that are going to govern over any type of industry, that becomes socialism. So one of the first things in the 1940s that happened in Mexico was that the government started putting rules over the oil and gas industry. And then they took all of the companies that were independent and then they make them into the Mexican oil and gas company that was called Pemex. And Pemex, this oil and gas company from Mexico, the funds were going to be used for the hospitals and for colleges so that everybody had college for free and then everybody had on hospitals like, medical services for free. So that sounds great, right? But the problem is that a bunch of bureaucrats are running the company, the oil and gas company, and you can research this online. They're like terrible. What happened was after the 1940s, they started, giving money for colleges and for hospitals. The hospitals are like the worst in the world. Just as evidence, COVID, like people that are getting sick in Mexico, they're dying because there's not a good healthcare. And people will prefer to have their own healthcare there. They had a bunch of healthcare, private healthcare, that instead of going to the socialist, to the state healthcare, they go and pay, because they just want to make sure. And then in colleges, so I paid like $150 a semester for my college degree. You cannot find jobs. Okay, so you had a bunch of people that are educated, lawyers, doctors, that were driving taxis because you will make more money driving taxis than being a lawyer or a doctor. And I don't want to see that in America. So what happened with the years is that Mexicans, that were educated, you start instead selling tacos or being taxi drivers, things like that. And then the cartels came. And then they offer a lot of the youth a bunch of money for selling drugs. And we had friends that were involved in cartels and then they got killed.
How did you feel that night?
Super sad. I cried. I was ready with my cake to celebrate Trump win because I was sure that Trump was going to win. And I just felt terrible. If you just kind of check what's going on with the Venezuelans, a bunch of them came to America. They are doing exactly the same thing because they want to take over our country. They want to make America socialist, or even worse, first socialist and then communist. They want to do that. And I believe that, honestly, they want world dominion. They want communism to be all around the world. And if they take America, I think that they're going to take the whole world. I mean, it's my opinion because I know, for example, in 2008, I was working in a marketing firm in Mexico. And I remember when the 2008 crisis came, I was sitting down in the building and I was just watching hundreds of people coming with their boxes because America was in a crisis, in the house crisis, and then it affected us. When America gets a cold, Mexico gets a pneumonia. And that's what people don't understand. What happens here, if the economy goes bad here, in other countries in South America, it's going to be worse. If you want to be nice, if you love other races, if you love other countries, if you want to not be selfish, we need to keep America capitalist. We need to keep it free because America, it's also a beacon of light. Okay? When I came here to America, I was totally liberal. And I came here and I started learning about what capitalism is because I didn't even know that Mexico was not capitalist. I didn't even know. I had to learn by comparison. And then when I learned, I was free because I learned that I can be responsible for my own decisions. And that was the most amazing and most freeing thing in the world.